Hello, hi, how are you today? Hey, in today's video, I want to talk to you about weird dreams and people from the past. This is a precursor to the full-blown Mercury retrograde, Mercury Venus, eclipse season, full moon energy. So, if you are a little bit higher vibe, you might have been noticing your Mercury shadowy stuff about 2 weeks ago from now when I'm doing. So kind of starting about 3 weeks prior to official start of the Mercury retrograde. Hi, I'm Patricia. I do videos for Twin Flames about Twin Flame Ascension and the things that surround your ascension to help you on your journey, as well as doing sessions and webinars. Let's get into it. So what about these weird dreams? Okay, these are not violent dreams. They might have some aspects of action, but these dreams involve past people. There's an underlying theme here, and the theme is peace. And you might be saying, wait a minute, Patricia, the world is anything but peaceful right now. People are like up in arms. They're like, the rug is being pulled out from under them. Like, I don't know what to do. And here's the thing you need to ask yourself. Do you feel like taking a little retreat into some safety? What is that for you? Is it religion? Is it an old relationship? Is it family? Is it something that's uncomfortable or even toxic, but you're considering it? Okay. This energy wants you to move forward. So here's part of the reason for these weird dreams. Are the people that are inhabiting the dream, are they from the past? Let me give you an example. Exes, ex-spouses, soon to be ex-spouses, colleagues, friends that maybe you had a falling out with, but you had fun with the friendship and somehow you'd like it to show up in the old way again, but somehow it got toxic and you just can't go there right now, but you're kind of not sure. Uh, Old friends, family who may have been, believe it or not, sex partners from past lives, whether you wanted to or not. They may be showing up because the theme is peace. It's you and your soul and your higher self making peace with people. And here's the key: peace that cannot be made in the physical life. You can't go to people and say, hey, can we make up? Or, hey, I really kind of want to kiss and make up, but I really can't get involved with you again. Or, I know you're my brother in this life, but guess what? I think like we were somehow involved and, I got to set some boundaries here. I love you, but, I need to put you over there and I need to make peace with it, right? And this is why the dreams are weird, because you may or may not have the context for what is that relationship or why would you need to, make peace. Okay, this is different than making amends. You're not saying something to the person in the physical life. You're not going up to them and being like, oh, guess what? Okay, now, I've had a few people talk about these dreams too, and some of the other underlying minor themes are intermarrying, consanguineous marriages. This means like marrying your first cousin or some other relative, like a second cousin. These kind of things go way back into ancestry. It's very prominent in several cultures. But what if that's your twin? I mean, should your twin be talked into having a marriage with their first cousin, their second cousin, because we're keeping it all in the tribe? So it may fall on your shoulders to make the peace with it. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you have people from the past and you want to affect some closures, and these are not closure that you'll have in the physical, nor were those people in their mind or in their physical life really understand that somehow you've achieved closure with them. But guess what? Your soul has ways to do this. And the dreams are very important, as weird as they are. These are weird dreams. It's very hard to put into a context, but I'm putting it into context for you. Now, let's say some of this has recurred from even cosmic levels, other dimensions. And you're right down here in River City at this vibrational level going like, who are these people? Who are all you people to me? Feel like family, but you're strangers, but you're familiar, but like I thought I was involved, and now I'm not. And like we got to get a divorce. And how do I even set these energetic boundaries? What you do is you prep yourself. You prep yourself, you prime yourself. And one of the main things, get to sleep. And I mean that. Get to sleep. Try not to let your mind wander. Don't let your mind let these people pay rent in your head. There's a reason for this. What if you have a fear of being alone? Okay? It comes up because people, when they get that little first activation and they feel the love, and whether or not they are feeling the love or it's faded a bit, you haven't encountered that person in a while, you feel blocks from your twin flame, you feel there's weird tensions and somehow you cannot get through and you're afraid to be alone. And guess what Mercury does? Mercury does a little backwards push and makes it seem like it's okay. This is why exes will reach out. If you have an ex reach out, ignore them. I mean that with all sincerity. The best thing you could do is do not give it energy. Do not let them pay rent in your head. Do not let them clutter up your space. You can't self-comfort by gathering all these past people to you. Okay? It's like this. You see this? This is a wonderful little rock that I found at Lake Michigan. Yes, we have fossils. These are little fossilized animals here. Okay? Now, this is old. It could be special. It was special at one time, but it's still old and crusted over and fossilized. It's not going to be a new improved thing. It's the same thing with your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. The only people that really kind of count to your soul are your children, even if your children are toxic. Okay, even if they're going through the death throes of what runs in your ancestry, like chronic things, addictive tendencies, mental health, other types of illness, things that seem barely manageable. You are still connected through your DNA, and there's still karma maybe to be resolved there. Okay, your exes don't get a vote. Okay, other people don't get a vote, and there's another reason for it. Okay, here's the thing. It's about emotional reevaluation. It's about value, and it's about reevaluation. It's about knowing your value, and the key is being able to say no to things so you say yes to yourself. In other words, if your ex shows up, calls, texts, you don't have to be rude and block them, but ignore them. If you really can't handle it, block. Okay? Get rid of the stuff. Some people like to do that. Like, you ever hear the word cache? Okay, if you're on a mountain, you put a little cache of food here and a little cache of food here and a little cache of food there. You're prepared for emergencies. Well, what happens in their life when they feel bad or they go through another breakup? They left a little thing at your house. They left things with you. That's keeping a hook in you. Okay? Get rid of it. Do not think for 1 minute that this is a test, okay? It's up to you in your spiritual maturity to say, you know what? I already been there, done that, and enough is enough. I wish for them to find who they really need. Maybe they need some more karmic lessons. I'm done. I'm done with the karma. An X is an X for a reason. Even, especially if they get nasty, it doesn't mean they may be your twin flame. What it means, what this energy means, is your higher self wants you to have an opening for more, for the real thing. Or if you've been abused, maybe you need a better person and not the same old abuser. Like, people don't think about that because what's familiar, it's kind of like the devil that you know. It's like kind of, you know what buttons to push, you know what buttons they're going to push on you. You know how to play the game. You've learned how to play the game. You've been here multiple lives, which is why I say this has cosmic connections. You've been there, done that, played that game. You've played, flipped the roles and all kinds of stuff, right? No more. Your higher self is like, no, we don't need that. It can be very exhausting. Do you need your ex-husband? Do you need, here's the thing with exes. Sometimes they begin to feel like someone else instead of a partner or a spouse. They could feel like your baby boy or your baby girl. They can feel like your dad or your mom. And those are things to really catch. So if Mercury brings that person kind of like they're trolling around for you and their life is crappy, and they decided the best thing that'll make it feel better is reaching out to you and seeing if you engage, just let that string fall in the water. No energy. Think about you. Think about, do you want to repeat that pattern? Do you want to get hurt again? Do you want Mercury to finish only to find you did not get a new and improved product? You got an old fossilized remnant of something that maybe it worked at one time and maybe it was fun. I can genuinely say I did have fun with my ex and with the other ex. We all have significant people in our life because those people are there sometimes as the final karmic soulmate. Yes, soulmate. Not just a catalyst, but someone who we can genuinely not just make peace with, but kind of like get back in the mode of love. They're not it, but they're like a step in the right direction. If you've repeated these things or been forced to repeat, you will find that sometimes you get someone even better. Okay. Now, the actual merging that happens through the light body, which is why the nighttime is so significant and is special, because as you clear these emotional and mental emotional strings of connection with people, other people, places, things, it doesn't feel the same way anymore. But what you loved returns to you. You can fill with love and you can feel things merging back into you, melting back in, feeling like something, feeling like you don't have to avoid that place, feeling like you could go there, feeling like you can introduce a new person to your significant people like your family. Okay? Now, these may seem like abstract things to some people, like, who cares if I respond to my ex? Okay, but if you've done it already for all the past retrogrades, do it differently now. Be different. Be better. Let what is really significant to come to you. Now, do you write down your dreams? Because there are sometimes other things that will point to what is happening there. Okay. Is it something to have to do with work? Is it something to have to do with like war? Did something somehow derail your development in another life? You may or may not know, but the fear of being alone can be very overwhelming for people. And if you've been watching videos, you might say, hey, I've been watching these videos since YouTube started. Like, it's been 10 years or 15 years, and I really love TikToks. I love Instagram. I love this. I see this or that, right? But, okay, how much comfort is that to you versus having something real that you feel through your body? When you feel the things that are truly of value to you returning to you. This is an energy of all things return to the rightful owner. Not everyone will understand it, okay? Some people will only understand that, hey, there's still something. There's some little tender dry attraction between me and my ex. But exes roll around with some ulterior motive. Okay? They're not being motivated by the heart. They're being motivated by their ego mind, which is saying, you know what? A lot of history passed. Maybe I'll feel better. Or that person never yelled at me and I'm in this breakup and I can go comfort myself. Or that person believed that I was the one and they won't say no if I just want to have sex and like get the hell out of there. That's a lot of it. Okay. Or they're going to, here's another thing to watch out for in this. Because this energy is about women taking back their power. This also means your money, aspects of money. Okay. If you're involved with someone who was an addict, okay, it's one thing if they reach out to you. If they hit you up for money to support their nefarious things, the answer is no. Okay. I've had people believe that that's what love does. You know, if you love someone, if you care about them. No, take it to the next level where love says, you'll sort it out. You'll find a way to make the money. You'll find a way to get that thing. You'll find a way to not get that thing and get off that addiction, right? You're not there to be everyone's mama. And yet some people believe it. And women particularly, we are socialized to be nurturers. We're very natural at it. That's not a criticism. But when we're taken advantage of for it, that's the difference. And your soul knows. Okay? And your soul wants you to do this right down to the physical level. And so hence the dreams. If you're making peace with something, if you're saying enough is enough, and you're seeing clearly what that is, or you have trouble interpreting it, I highly encourage you, have a session, join my class, join my 6-week class that's coming up. Check my website, twinflamereconnection.com. Chances are you will probably be having some form of ascension symptoms along with this. Now, this doesn't always mean that, you're fixing everything and, we would like it to fix. But with significant people, yes. This is your higher self doing for you what you cannot do for yourself sometimes. This is you doing for your twin flame what they themselves cannot do for themselves. So pay attention to it. And it doesn't matter if you think your twin is married and they can't go get a divorce easily. It's not easy to divorce, especially from certain cultures. But it's not impossible either. It's not easy to break up with people. It's not easy to say no. If you look at men, a lot of them throughout history have also had a history of supporting another woman who was a mistress. And this is sort of a mentality. This is a cultural mentality of well, we have to do that. Otherwise, how would those other women survive? Or that's my second family. Or she's, I have one person and I have the other person. And, taking them under my wings, right? Or what if you feel, and you're female, you feel like you have to take care of the men. You have to nurture them, mother them, comfort them. And then it just devolves and it's like you're doing this and you're doing it. Okay, set your line in the sand energetically. Come learn with me how to set your energetic boundaries, how to get rid of these blocks, and how to really, really feel like your light body is a force field. Your light body is a force field that deflects things out and also attracts the right things to you. This is not technology, but it is the resilience that you have by being who you truly are. So I hope to help you on your journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'm Patricia, and ascend with me. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.